saying.
I did Mike, I can't remember his last
Booth?
name. The guy that squats
Mike.
all the weights. He had him one day, and Jonathan and Ben were like smelling him.
I love smelling
And they were
salts.
like, Ashley, come do this. And I was like, okay. And I did it, and I was like, oh,
Had you never
my
done?
brain burns.
You've never done.
My nose hairs are on
You've
fire.
never done smelling salts?
No, not until that
Oh
point.
my gosh.
I was like, holy moly.
Did it help with performance?
Have you ever? You've done them, right? You had them one time. You
I
had them
mean,
up at the front.
I've
Like, you
smelled them
offered
before,
people
but
to
I'm not
smell
like
them.
using them and then performing something.
That might have been the issue. I did it, and I wasn't trying to do anything heavy.
You were just
So
existing.
I was just like, oh.
You were just like, okay, so now it's time to edit social media. Instead of Adderall, you just do something.
Might be good for a wake up.
I want you to be like working on all of your stuff. I'd take a video of you just going, here we go.
No, that's what Joel does before he coaches. He like.
Okay, now it's sounding like you're saying I've used drugs before because I got them from Amsterdam. But no, anyway.
Hit the salts.
That's what I need to do when I wake up in the morning.
Instead of a cold plunge, you could just smell.
The
don't
girls
need
are
to.
like, Mommy, what's for breakfast? I'm like,
Hold on one second.
all right, let's go.
Pancakes, chicken and waffles. I'm making waffles. Sorry.
Probably get you going.
Yeah, I would.
What gets you going, Hudson?
A lot of things.
You show up in the morning and you're like, I feel like you ramp up. You're not like,
Oh, yeah.
What's your morning routine? You've shared a little bit about it.
Well, I try to shower every day.
Yeah,
If I don't
that's
shower, it's going to be a rough one. That means I snoozed one too many times, and now I have no time to shower. And if I don't shower, and I also don't have my smoothie, then
it's not a
I've
good
really
day.
I've really snoozed. Yeah, and there's a long ways to go.
What do you put in your smoothie?
so it's like
We're all about
so
hygiene
hold
here.
on, now I know like if you showed
If
up
you
and you
snooze
don't have
once
a
and
smoothie,
you're
doesn't have a
like,
smoothie,
I
I'm
didn't
like,
shower.
oh no,
Oh, no, it's gonna be
Hudson's
bad
not having a
day.
good morning.
I try to prioritize the smoothie though. So if I don't
so
shower,
funny.
that's like one snooze, and then if I don't smoothie, that's two snoozes.
How long do these snoozes go for?
5 or 6 minutes maybe.
You could do all of that in 5 minutes?
Oh yeah. I get ready. I shower, smoothie,
Wow.
clothes in like 7 minutes.
Get out.
Dang, that's like.
Yeah. So if I'm here at 5:15, I got up at like 5.
Holy smokes!
I'm
It takes me 15. It takes me longer than 15 minutes to get here.
But I drive pretty fast in the mornings. You can ask, Pat and Nicole one day, I scared them. And then also Yogi. I came up on his ass really quick right there in front of the elementary school. And he just like stopped and got to the side. And then I went to pass him and I'm like, oh, this is kind of embarrassing.
Oh man!
Because it's a little bit earlier on in my
Wait.
time at 5-4.
You
So
gotta look for the
I
FF
waved at him.
stickers.
I waved at him. He didn't have one yet.
Okay, hold on. Are you someone who
Hey,
rides
Yogi,
the
get a
tail?
FF
Like, are you
sticker.
riding someone's tail
If
they're
I'm
too slow?
trying to get there in 5 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
But
Do you have
I-
road rage, Hudson?
I
Only if you
don't.
don't have your shower or your smoothie.
Yeah, I
Okay.
usually drive actually really slow, but sometimes on the way to the gym, if I have like 5 to 7 minute cap, I got to get there
That's so funny.
4 time.
4 time? Okay. It's a 7-minute AMRAP.
That's right.
I get up, like, if I have to coach at 5:30, I'm up at 4:30.
Yeah, see, I
But that's so
That's
that I,
early.
like, when I walk in the door, I'm all ready to go.
Yeah, you've hit the smelling salts.
I've done that, but I'm not. You're not wrong. I like, and when it's super early, and I was gonna say, and the laws don't necessarily apply to you as much when no one's on the road.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
easy to go fast.
It's easy to go fast.
And then
run red lights.
I used to do coffee every day, but I'm trying to
didn't wanna
not do
keep
coffee
pooping.
right away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're like none at all. Like, how late do you?
Sometimes
delay
I
it?
feel like the 5:30, 6:30 class isn't getting my best if I don't have coffee, and I kind of feel bad for that.
I get that.
But then
yes.
like 8:30, I'm
You're
ready
like-
for
you're
a
ready,
cup
yeah,
of coffee. I've had my second breakfast, usually by 8:30,
you little hobbit.
and then the coffee is there to just keep me nice and warm.
Nice. What's your coffee of choice? Are you like
Nice and warm.
flat white, like
Blonde roast.
blonde roast?
Well,
There you
he
go.
takes it black,
Yeah.
like his yeah.
Ain't 180, ain't my lady.
Oh my gosh. Well, we've already started, by the way. I've been recording this whole time.
I'm about not my microphone on the floor again.
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
Hudson, tell us. I feel like we're already learning a lot about you, but tell us a little bit more about yourself. Tell us about your family, how long you've been doing this fitness thing.
Yeah, so my
dive into
family,
that.
I have 2 beautiful girls and a beautiful wife. My wife is Colombian, from Medellin, Colombia. And making my 2 girls beautiful Colombian women. Camila is 6, and then Noelia is 1. So if I'm not at the gym, I'm usually with them in some capacity, whether that's driving them somewhere or running around Sam's or Costco together, or just outside hanging out.
Cool. Cool. Love that. How did you and Carolina meet?
Yeah, I was actually.
I don't think I've ever. I don't. Think
Yeah,
heard
so
the story
she
either.
came to the gym, actually.
The gym you
owned a
owned
gym
before-
for a
okay.
while, yeah. And she came in with a mutual friend that we have that we no longer have as a friend because this
'Cause you
friend
ended up
we
with her?
had- Yeah, basically. Had a little bit of a crush on me, and I was friends with her. And she brought Carolina into the gym. Carolina was
No.
visiting in town at the time. And at the time, I think we did like this little intro. If somebody was new, you'd work individually with somebody. So she worked with me individually. Yeah, that's right. Just kidding. I basically told her to do
Oh, I'm getting
like
different vibes.
5 push-ups, 10 sit-ups, 15 squats for like 5 rounds. And then I said goodbye and was like, thanks a lot for coming. Very professional. And the next day I asked our mutual friend, I'm like, hey, what did Carolina think? Did she like the workout, or is she going to be coming back, you think? And she was like, I don't know. She might come back next week or something. So I'm like, okay, I'll wait till next week. And next week came and she didn't come back. And I'm like, hey, so what's the deal with your friend? Is she coming back?
She was telling her not to come back. 'Cause
I
she-
slowly kind of pushed, and then our mutual friend was just like, well, if you want to talk to her, just maybe reach out to her. I'm like, well, do you have her number? She said, I'm not giving you her number.
Oh dang!
No,
So-
she's gatekeeping.
I Facebook messaged, or I tried to Facebook search Carolina Cortez, and there's like 6 million of them,
yeah, there's a lot of them.
and most of them are
Not here.
Colombian Hispanic women. So I think I chose the right one. Sent her a message, and it was the right one.
Wow.
She sent me a message back and was like, I was like, hey, would you want to go maybe grab some coffee or drink sometime, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, that sounds great. However, I don't find it convenient. And I was like, oh, man.
Playing a little
Shot
hard
down
to
quick.
get.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay.
What?
I hadn't asked a girl out since like college at the time,
And
too.
she
It's been
did- there was
years and
no
years. I'm
hold-
like, oh,
holding
man.
back.
Okay. And as time went on, I'm like, man, I wonder if she said no because of her friend.
Ah.
And then, sure enough, yeah. So once they made it cordial that she could come on a date with me, which was like 6 or 7 months later.
Are you serious?
I reached back out, and yeah, it went from there.
That's
so
dope.
that's how we met.
Okay, just
That's
to
awesome. I
anyone
love
listening,
that.
if you're that friend, how
Don't be
dare
that
you?
friend.
Not like that friend there, but I mean like
No,
if
that
you
girl was a sweet girl.
No, but
She
I mean
was
like if you're
nice.
that friend in general that tries to gatekeep the happiness of your other friends, don't do that. And also,
Well, she was holding out for the possibility that
don't hold out.
could have been.
Let love blossom in someone else's life, okay?
I didn't know that. I love that. That's so cool.
Yeah, so I think her words when she left the gym were, I'm never coming back.
With it.
And joke's on her.
Oh yeah.
So she's been back a few times.
What's
Yep.
your favorite? What's your favorite pastime to do with your family, like outside of the gym?
Other than Costco.
Other than Costco.
That's tough. Costco ranks pretty high. I don't know. We just like hanging out and relaxing. We spend a lot of time in our backyard. I love our house because it's very open in the back, and we have a little like swing set for the girls, and sunshine coming in. So we spend a lot of our time just outside there. And then if the weather's nice, it's that time of year, then we'll use her up at the pool.
Yeah. I was
Nice.
just at the pool earlier. It tastes so good.
Yeah. What are some of your? I see some of y'all's like vacations. Like, what are some of your favorite places to go?
Yeah,
on vacation?
so we've been very fortunate in the last like year since getting over here to go on some good trips. We went to Costa Rica just over a year, maybe 2 years now ago, which was awesome. And then this past year we went on a cruise, which was good.
Nice.
It was like perfect just because Chi-Chi's at that age where she can kind of run around a little bit and do her own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give her some independence. And then we got to go to some like ridiculous beaches that we'd never
Wow.
otherwise be able to go to. So.
Cool. How do you
was a lot
find
of fun.
places like that? Like, Or do you Airbnb it? Do you like
I don't
just
know.
have
So
connections?
I for sure have an advantage. I think with my wife being bilingual. So if we did want to go somewhere and kind of really feel out the culture in the place, we can do that a lot easier.
That's so cool.
Which we did in Costa Rica. That makes it very, very easy to find something that's more local. But for the cruise, it was just like, let's find something to do.
Are you fluent
cool.
in Spanish?
No.
No.
No, I can
Is that
speak
like
enough
a
to
point
kind
of
of get by.
contention?
And,
Is your wife like, I wish you would just buckle down and learn so I could finally express
I don't
myself?
think so. Yeah, that's right.
Is Chi Chi?
Maybe. Chi understands it,
Yeah.
but she like doesn't want to speak it, which is kind of
Okay.
funny. She's like, we have books in Spanish. I'll start reading them, and she's like,
Nah.
I don't want to read this.
Teach me English.
But you know they say English is the hardest language to learn.
It is
because we
stupid.
have so many like you got there, and there.
Yeah.
And your.
Your.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think when I'm in like Colombia for like 10 days or so, by day like 7, I can start to get a taxi, go to the
Yeah,
gym,
yeah,
get
yeah.
a coffee, and then get back to the gym and be good to go.
the most important thing.
I was
Yeah.
about to say, those are.
Well, that's kind of my.
How do you say coffee?
That's
Because
kind of
I
my
need to know that
measurement.
one.
Cafe. That's usually my measurement of like, am I
Cafe.
learning? Am I able to survive here? Can I get a taxi and go where I want to go? Can I order something and then like pay for the taxi? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so speaking of where you wanted to go, you went to college and you played sports.
Yep.
And you were D1 in basketball, a basketball star. Then how'd you go from D1 basketball star to 8th fittest man in the world?
Oh, man. Well, number one, I wasn't a D1 basketball star, but I did have the fortunate opportunity to play for Billy Donovan at the University of Florida, and I was invited as a walk-on just out of my senior year of high school. So
Wow.
it was a little different back then with like recruiting and everything. Now it's way different. But I went to University of Florida as a walk-on, got a scholarship kind of my sophomore year, got injured one year.
Ooh.
So I kind of sat out, and that gave me kind of an extra year of eligibility or extra semester to play again in another school. So at Florida, I wouldn't say I had really any significance on my career on the court. Now, on the practice court, I had quite the career, in my mind maybe.
Yeah.
Scout team All-American.
Yeah.
All my hopes and dreams at the time. And then once I finished at Florida, I had basically like a semester where I went to Milligan University in Johnson City, Tennessee, and played basketball there. During my transition from Florida to Milligan, I was kind of introduced to this crazy workout regime called CrossFit. And I started doing it on the weekends and in the off season before starting my 5th year of basketball. And I kind of fell in love with it just following CrossFit.com. I would follow it religiously, like everything I could to a T. I'd be a day behind so that I knew like what to expect. So if it was like
Oh, smart.
run a 10K, I'd run a 10K. If it was like, do 150 wall balls, I would do 150 wall balls with a rock. And because there were no wall balls at the time.
That's
Wait,
right.
what?
That's actually a good point.
Like an actual rock?
Yeah, I did have something that was like a rock that had like duct tape all around it, so I wouldn't get too much debris in my eyes, and I would just throw it like in the air and then catch it.
So that's the secret to becoming a CrossFit Games
Apparently.
athlete. Is
Yeah,
doing wall
no,
balls
it's
with a
secret
rock.
to probably being blind and being an idiot.
That wall ball to the
And
face
so
hurts a
I
lot more than it's a rock.
kind of slowly
Yeah.
fell in love with CrossFit. Dave Schlarb, who's a member here at Five Forks, introduced me to it. And so, yeah, there was kind of this lag time with me with basketball, finished college, and kind of just like what to do in my life. And that's really when I got into CrossFit mostly.
And
That's
then
cool.
so how'd you go from dabbling to owning a gym? Because you weren't here for Five Forks for as long as everyone else is. You and I kind of came around the same time, but you had a gym before this.
Yeah, so I owned Southern Moon CrossFit for just over 12 years. And it was 12 amazing years. But I started that because I was going to a CrossFit at the time around the area, and I just fell in love with CrossFit and helping people out. I saw a lot of people coming in, and in my opinion, the gym wasn't doing what they should be doing to help these people out. So I was like, I feel like I could help teach these people well coach them well. I had always been a coach, like from college, really from high school on, because you coach like college basketball camps. I would always coach and work with kids individually on summers, summer workouts, whatever it was. You're kind of that player coach role, whether you want to be or not. So I really enjoyed coaching and fell in love with that aspect of it. And I think by me transitioning to Mill again was kind of like a big stepping stone for me to say, hey, I'm going to like pursue what I want to pursue with basketball, and then maybe what I want to pursue outside of basketball with CrossFit.
That's sick. So what made you decide to go from Southern Moon to here? You said it was great, really, 12 awesome years, and then
really some doors were just kind of closing up. We were looking to purchase a building within the Woodruff Road area, and no doors were really opening. And I had a relatively good relationship, I'd say, with Jonathan. We weren't like really good friends or too close, but we would bounce ideas off of each other, back and forth throughout the years and over the years. And I was just kind of feeling out where they were at here at Five Forks, and there was a position that was opening up. So God kind of closed some doors on my end and then opened some doors over here, and it was really a seamless transition.
Isn't it cool how he orchestrates things like that?
Oh, yeah.
We would, you know what? And without you, we wouldn't have Country Music Fridays.
I mean, Five Forks would really be missing out.
I know. I mean, what a joy every Friday here.
Toby Keith Radio.
Now, how long have you and Jonathan known each other? Was there history there before?
Oh, there was some history.
Did you guys date?
No, I didn't know.
I was about to say, when you said history, I'm like, was dating or fighting?
No.
I knew Jonathan. I mean, he worked at CrossFit Reaction way back in the day. And, my interactions with him were at the Greenville games, maybe like Greenville Games 1 or Greenville Games 2 with Coach Brandon Chapin and then Jonathan. And then I remember I qualified for regionals one year, and I was like, they might have a Airdyne workout at regionals, and I know that CrossFit Reaction has an Airdyne, so I'm like, let me just drive over there and see. And I was like, Jonathan was in there, so I connected with him then, and he kind of showed me a workout, did a little workout, and we just kind of touched base here and there throughout the years.
Yeah, cool. That's cool.
That's fair. And now look at you guys. You're together, and you're, obviously you here and John's here, but as far as fitness goes,
I wouldn't say that, but yeah,
get out of here. So
Joel just likes to stir the pot.
I do like to
he
stir
does.
the pot.
I mean, so how do you feel to be way better than somebody else?
John, he qualified for regionals. What'd you do? You just had an Airdyne. Yeah. So here's a question. You do a ton of personal training here, and you have a lot of really awesome clients that love you. What's your favorite part about, I know you said you loved owning a gym and you loved seeing people go from A to B and helping them get there. Like, what's your favorite part about personal training?
Well, number one, I just love people and I love relationships with people. And I think that, my calling right now where I'm at is just serving others and helping others out. And the area that I'm most skilled, I would say, is in movement and biomechanics, kinesiology, whatever you want to call it. And I feel like I can help connect people from on a social level to matching kind of where they need to be movement wise.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
How do you balance fitness with the rest of your life? Like what's the secret sauce, if you would, to doing that? that's a big question.
I don't have the secret sauce. But I just think consistency is key really with anything. I try to coach that with clients. I try to live that out myself. Just stay consistent with whatever it is and find something you enjoy doing, and you'll want to kind of keep going back and keep doing that thing. Obviously for us in this world, it's fitness, exercise, CrossFit. So showing up every day in some capacity. So a lot of days that might be just moving. Maybe it's like going on a walk. That's showing up and doing something. And then some days it might be coming in and really hitting hard on the way to the gym.
Yeah.
But I think there's so many different ways and avenues that you can keep up with your fitness and movement that you don't have to necessarily like block out. I have to have an hour here, an hour there, but especially if you have kids, as they start growing up, they're going to want to move a lot more. So there's so many opportunities there with them. And then capitalize on the opportunities that you have as well in the gym. And if it's even like 15 to 30 minutes each day or 5 days a week is really what I shoot for. If I can train pretty hard for like 5 days a week for, 45 minutes, then that's a great week. And then those other 2 days, it might be, there might be an option or opportunity for me to train a little bit at a lower intensity or lower pace. Or it's just hanging out with my family and, like I said, doing something active outdoors.
That's good. What do you think if you had to pick, like what would be your favorite workout or favorite movement, and what would be your least favorite? Like you would be okay if we never had to.
Least favorite is anything I program. His favorite is anything he programs.
That's right, yeah. That's right.
Okay, well tell us.
Did Joel program this? I hate it.
Spill the details.
I hate it. This is terrible. I'm kidding. No, I mean, it's kind of comical how CrossFit, or ironic, I should say, how CrossFit has really changed my perspective on like fitness, training, exercise. I know when I was in high school and I was a gym rat, it was just like basketball court and bench press was pretty much my life.
Amen.
And I still do love bench pressing, but that was something that was kind of lost for years as I was doing CrossFit.
Love a good bench press.
And I've slowly brought that back. I would say that the movements that are best for me aren't necessarily the movements that I love doing, but I do love how I feel afterwards.
Which would
so
be?
Like back squatting, I think is the best bang for your buck when it comes to strength.
Okay, just because you can squat 1,000 pounds. All right?
And I mean, honestly, I feel everything from like my shoulders to my calves if I back squat well. If that's going well, everything else goes well. So not that I love back squatting, but it is one of my favorite movements in the sense of what it provides and the results that it gives.
Yeah.
Least favorite?
I don't know. I don't have a wall walk. I think that's stupid.
That's just stupid. Yeah.
Or like the wall.
It's just kind of demoralizing. You feel like an idiot.
Do you like the wall facing handstand push-ups?
I don't know. It is kind of like you're like shamed and going against the wall. Like look away.
You're putting time out.
Yeah,
do you like swimming? Are you? Like,
I do like swimming. I enjoy swimming.
I do too. It just is the hardest thing in the world, I feel like.
Yeah, I swam till I was like 10 in the summers, so I have a pretty good background, I would say, compared to most CrossFitters with swimming. So I enjoy it.
Cool. I did a little bit of it today. I just did like a down and back. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm more about to pass out than I did earlier in like a cross workout this week.
It's
like,
humbling.
You don't understand how hard it is to swim until you do it. And then you're like, I can't breathe.
Little doggy paddle.
It's humbling for sure.
I have good freestyle. I'm good.
I feel like, I could totally be wrong because I'm not experienced in this at all. But I feel like a lot of it is like in your breathing, right?
Yep.
Or is that wrong?
Yeah, you got to get rhythmic breathing is like
make sure
key
you breathe when
to
you're
all
out of the
exercise.
water.
Yeah. So if you can figure that out when you're swimming, a lot of people don't think about that.
Sorry.
Except you can't really do that.
No, not in the water. I mean, now we're talking about.
Can you?
No, you have to turn when you're freestyling.
I wouldn't recommend that.
Yeah, just as you're swimming, you just see this person start flapping in the water because. Oh my goodness. So you also do nutrition, and you and Jonathan are doing the 5 Forks formula. Tell me about that. What is that?
Well, it's an opportunity that we could serve more people. And there's a missing component, I think, of people just showing up at the gym and training and then kind of getting out of here if they really want to see results. So it's essentially a fast track to getting the results that you want. For Jonathan and I, we've had, both over a decade, well over a decade, I'd say, in coaching others, fitness, nutrition, and just kind of living that lifestyle and that code for a long time. And part of what we do at the gym is showing people how to move at the gym, but there's 23 other hours outside of the gym that people really need to capitalize on to make sure that they're making the most out of the hour they have in the gym. And really that's what 5 Forks Formula is. It's an opportunity to teach people and coach them to what they want to get, whether that's losing weight, gaining weight. It is nutritionally based, but really a lot of the concepts are around movement overall, your sleep overall, and then your intake overall, which would be like your nutrition. So I think it's just a really good opportunity for clients to again, fast track towards their goals and see really good results much quicker than they might ever get or maybe not ever even get to.
Well, Joel, you've been how
no,
many
don't
weeks?
use me.
Yeah, I mean, you're a prime example.
I don't know when I started. I think I'm 4-ish weeks in now.
Yeah. So how's it going for you? How do you feel like it's affecting your life outside the gym, but also like your workouts and things inside the gym?
Oh man, I feel like I definitely have noticed I've lost weight, obviously, because I can see the pounds down. But then also I know I can feel it, like I can see it when I look in the mirror. But then workouts, I can feel a difference in
the old muscle ups.
Right. Okay. I didn't do a muscle up for the first time because I lost weight. Everyone's now being like, congratulations, you did it.
Great job on your muscle ups,
Thank you so much. No, but like everything on the rig feels easier.
Yeah.
Like this, what you're talking about with movement is when you're cumbersome because you're holding on to extra weight that you don't need and is just holding you back. And Scripture talks about it, but it's like every movement feels like it requires more effort, and which also then means that you're not going to get the best out of those movements. So like wall balls, pull-ups, running, anything. What'd you say?
With a rock.
With a rock, yes. Doesn't matter with a rock or without a rock. Every movement is going to actually, to me, is not going to go as well as it could is if you had just lost 5 pounds and you could actually move a little bit better because you're not under so much strain because of the weight. And I noticed that, like running, today's workout, we had the 4-minute row, 4-minute ski, and then 4 laps. Those 4 laps, I was able to be in zone 2 the entire time. And I guarantee 5 weeks ago, I wouldn't have been able to do that because it's just like I would have been more cumbered by the weight that I'm carrying. And now I'm not carrying as much. And then also my diet has been better too. I'm not eating as much crap.
Yeah, so you probably feel like
I'm not having as much fun, but it's fine.
You probably feel more energized maybe during workouts.
Yes, and I also don't feel good when I eat sugar now, which I was really hoping wouldn't happen.
Ice cream.
No. Spill the beans ice cream. I can't have it anymore. It didn't do anything for me.
You just got to have it in balance.
I did. I just had a little bit, and it was
moderation.
My body was like, we don't do this anymore.
What kind did you get?
Chocolate, of course.
Yeah. Hudson, if you had to give somebody that just walked in the gym door some advice on how to get started, because it can be intimidating to people that have never started fitness or nutrition. I know a little bit about me. My brothers both came here for like a year and a half before I even came in the door because I was terrified. And finally my older brother talked me into come in, and like they say, the rest is history. But it can be really scary when you're first starting. So what would be some advice that you would give someone who's maybe scared to start or just starting out?
Well, here at Five Forks, we do have one-on-one coaching, and I think that is for sure the solution for anybody trying to get into the gym is to hire somebody that knows what they're doing, and you can kind of understand the movement patterns of what's needed and kind of understand the culture, where things are at before maybe jumping into a group setting. We also have the Evo Fit program, soon to be hybrid program, which allows people to just kind of come right in and enjoy the group setting without too many technical movements. But I would just say do something. I mean, it could be walking a little bit more. Start with a 5-minute walk, increase that every week to maybe 5 more minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever it may be, and just get something that you're moving and in motion.
Yeah,
and no soda.
And something that you enjoy. Everybody doesn't like CrossFit.
Which is fine.
Which is fine, yeah. And I think that 10 years ago, maybe I'd be like upset about somebody not wanting to do CrossFit because it's like the solution to everything.
That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, no, I'm being totally sarcastic. I think that you need to find something that you enjoy because that's going to make it a lot easier to go back. Yeah. And then, if you have accountability with that group or that coach, that makes it a lot easier as well. And then when you feel, freaking amazing when you do something and you see results, that really makes it a lot easier to go back. So just starting in some capacity with some type of movement practice.
Yeah. You got to walk before you run.
That's right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Big question. You're about to do Fran.
Yeah.
Okay. What song is on the old...
I mean, I feel like you have to say drugs.
I knew you were going to say drugs in Amsterdam. I knew you were going to say that.
No, I don't really care that much. I mean, maybe something upbeat. Old Hudson would have maybe said like some type of worship music. But since I've known Joel, now I'm introduced to the dark side.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, because you just listen to Need to Breathe all the time, and I'm in here, and I'm like,
yeah.
Something beautiful.
I love Need to Breathe.
That's fine, but in a workout, I'm like, no thanks.
Listen.
Yeah. No, I
feel like I've tainted the gym with this EDM now. I'm like, it's like Footloose, but with music.
Maybe we'll live a little longer, I guess.
Studies have shown.
Studies have shown.
That's awesome.
Oh, man. Hud, great having you on this podcast.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me out.
Here's a question. You're going to come back on, obviously. What's another thing you'd love to talk about that you're passionate about?
I think anything with fitness, nutrition. I mean, we could dive into the details of maybe exercise, nutrition, and sleep.
Okay.
When it comes to, those three big levers, and if people are pulling those three levers and the benefits they can get from that.
Yeah.
It was a weird way to say that, but yeah, it's okay. You're pulling
Did you say lovers or levers?
No, he said lovers.
Levers?
And pulling the
levers.
Levers.
You said levers.
Because I'm like, pulling those lovers together? What?
Yeah, if we can pull the levers.
I was like, what is happening?
Pull the
Bring them all
lever,
together.
Wrong lever! Except it's a lover this time. Lover. Pull that lover. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could also
awesome.
talk about lovers. I mean, I'm down with that as well.
We
did
did a
marry a
little bit at the
Colombian.
beginning there.
We did. All right. We'll talk about that next time. Thank you so much for being on
Thanks,
Spot.
Hudson. This was awesome.
I appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you
y'all.
guys.
See you guys.
Deuces.